Today is August 13th, 2025. Yesterday, oh my God. Okay. This girl in 2018 showed up. She had dark hair, dark eyes, pretty. Okay. 18 to 20. Walked up. I'll sleep with Dave, so you don't want her. Well, he's already sleeping with Michelle. Hmm? And right for the case, Della Noetti yelled at him at Apostolic Church of Barberton. You think you're better than her, dating all those women? There's church people. We're in charge. In a religion that they excommunicate you if you commit adultery. I'm so mad. My temper, I could feel it going through my head. I couldn't breathe. I had to walk off. And that minister thinks it's funny bringing all kinds of women up there for you to meet to date. You taking all those women out? You think you're funny? You're better than her? I get a drink to clear my voice. I come back. I'm like, what is he talking about? He's like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Yes, he did. That minister was parading all kinds of women for him to cheat on me. Oh, that man's burning in hell. In a religion, you're not allowed to cheat on your wife or you get excommunicated. But he wanted Dave to leave me, so he paraded a bunch of little bimbos in front of him. So I found out after the case, Dave even dated Katie. She's huge. He was going to marry a girl named Kathy. At one point, she looked like my mother. Short, fat, ugly. Kind of look. Not being mean, but I show people pictures of her, and men are like, what on earth would he leave you for that? Huh? I heard he was dating an ugly woman. Then, Anita, and I think Pam was talking, that, Mary's niece, the thought of a chance of dating someone like Dave would kill someone just for the opportunity. Dave said he had never, ever had somebody willing to kill someone just to date him. I asked him what they were talking about. He said, it's not me. I said, once. So, where he was playing male whore out running around at 60. See, before this attempted murder coup again, he had been getting away with cheating on me for 30 years. Act like he's going to work, working overtime, cheating on me. Had a wife that loved him, made love to him all the time, treated him like a king. Had his cake, and then he had everything else too. And that psychopath just growed his ego. And then all these stupid people willing to hurt me for him. He didn't even think God could stop him. Became that arrogant. No matter what he did. So, yesterday, Bar Association, people were in there talking. We all know. Now, with the thing, there's scams. Found out where they had laughed at me years ago. They took a shower, so washing yourself in the shower, and put that in the other room. Where an investigator showed up from E team. Said, where she uploaded that video of her getting the dogs in the house. Forgot how big Karen was when the case started. I did a tape of Weird with Yourself. It wasn't even her. Body ratio wasn't right. They just put my head on somebody else's body. That's why nobody knew about it. In stalking tapes. And the roofie confessions where I never had anybody in my home. I never seen anybody, never talked to anybody. Had family, repair guys, and installation guys. 2 silly officers on August 8th of 18, midnight, outside light, in the security system outside only. called 911. They were silly. Looks like an alien orb or an angry spirit. Told me buy a dog and let a dog handle it. They didn't want bothered. Okay? They didn't want bothered. Nobody else in my home. Never even had my neighbors in my home. Family repair guys, installation guys, and the two silly cops that didn't want bothered. That's it. Like they said, when people talk to her, they need to realize the only thing she knows, she never had anybody in her home. She never seen anybody, never talked to anybody, never had anybody in her home. I thought that dirty well water was giving me cancer. I move into this new house 10 miles out of town of Ravenna. Someone kicks in her door on the 6th day. Okay? It's a felony invasion of privacy setting up on cameras. It's a federal crime. You go into cyber stalking, voyeurism, selling kitty porn, and little kids going potty. These people are horrible criminals. But worse, I would wake up with injection marks, bruises, orange, lemon, grapefruit size. The well water's orange. It took us a couple of months to get the water treatment system. Okay? But you have to wash your hands, take a fast shower, bring a bottle of water to cook and drink. By the second week, I'm almost passing out in front of the neighbor. Kept saying I didn't know what was wrong with me. Had orange, lemon, grapefruit-sized bruises, throwing up, heart racing, severe personal infection. And I thought the dirty well water was giving me cancer and causing all of it, just showering in it, that it was that toxic. Going to my community health in Canton, right behind Altman Hospital, and telling them that. Lost 18 pounds before I called FBI in a couple of months. Okay? Never seen or talked to anybody. They're drugging the hell out of me. My neighbor Mike got roofied in a bar. He came up to me when I walked out of my apartment. I don't know how I got home. I'm like, go sleep it off. Kept saying it when he remembered the second beer. Go sleep it off. He's like, I got money in my pocket. I don't know where it came from. Check your bank. So he did what I told him to. And then he said, well, that explains the money. But what was in the box with mustard and how did I change my shoes? He'd been out sleep driving all night. I'm like, go sleep it off. I'm thinking, oh my God, somebody's roofied him. It's just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Then he looks at me, plain as day. I used to be a New York cop and you're pretty. You want to go cuddle? I'm like, go sleep that off. Told him later on. He told me he was a New York cop. He didn't remember talking to me. Didn't remember saying any of that. He said he went down to the bar. He found out that the middle of the second beer, he told everybody he was an astronaut. Nice to some, swore to others, and left. Apparently went to the bank, went out to eat, came home, changed his shoes. Now, I think they did something shitty to him because he left everything behind him flat. That or something really bad happened. I met a U.S. Marshals kid. Same thing happened to her. See, I would come in and I would be fine. I drank a lot of Diet Coke, still do. I would wash my hands, make a sandwich, and pour a glass out of a 2-liter Diet Coke. I had 2 liters to save money. Go in, use the bathroom, wash my hands better, sit down, take a drink in the room, and go to St. Black. Wake up with injection marks, orange, lemon, grapefruit-sized bruises all over me. Throwing up, almost passing out. Severe personal infection until it's pushed open and down. And I'm going to the doctor. What on earth is wrong with me? Is it the dirty well water giving me cancer? Did you fall? No. Maybe coming anemic. Give me iron pills, muscle relaxers. Been throwing up. My head's killing me. Getting some for headache and throwing up. Personally, the well water is really dirty. I'm washing it. It's so swollen I can't hardly pee. Had to have pills and creams. Here I'm being drugged, being raped. No memory of what happened. And then they have laughed over the last few weeks that they were using hypnotic drugs, so I wouldn't remember what happened, where they were drugging me up and telling me to say stuff. Laughing at me. Causing sleepwalking. Met a U.S. Marshals kid. at the storage unit last year. She was moving out of this area for safety. She said she was at Jersey's bar. She took a drink in the room, went dizzy and black. She don't know what happened to her. She waited a while, went to another bar. The same thing happened. Ended up in the hospital. Didn't even know how she got out of the bar. And I'm like, you're sleepwalking with those drugs. She's like, I know that. My coworker, Dar, had lost one of her set of twins. They went out to a bar. Her friend was giving her space. She's sitting there crying because one of her twins had died. Give her a little space. She ordered a drink. They said she took a drink. She acted a little happy. Group of people they didn't know came up. She don't even remember meeting him. She remembers that first drink. She was talking and acting fine, so they didn't think anything when she left with him. Found herself in a puddle pee. Got herself home throwing up dizzy, just like I was. 2 months later, she found out she was pregnant again. Arguing with the doctor, she hadn't had sex with anyone. They had raped her and redressed her. And me and her I have 3 weird memories, and I thought they were nightmares. The sound of footsteps. A white man's arm with a white dress shirt, gray pinstripe, and a syringe coming at me. Room going dark. And screaming, feeling like my back's being ripped open to my chest and every part of my body screaming in agony. Can't see, can't breathe, and all I can hear is my wails. Thought they were nightmares. They're the drug tastes. Dar told me she remembers screaming at the top of her lungs and nothing attached to it. She was also being raped. Now, do I find these people roofing me, basically? Injecting me with toxic drugs to beat and rape me and drug me up and tell me to say horrible stuff. See, this is where their big way of Bill from the Freemasons, big scam. Drug confessions. Drugged and told to say horrible stuff. Photoshopped of washing in the shower in the other room. Then I found out where they said that there was a tape of, I uploaded a tape of me getting my puppies in so they could see that we only had 3 outside cameras. Okay. An investigator showed up and said, I forgot how big Karen was when the case started. He said I did the tape of Weird with Yourself where they laughed at me years ago. They taped me in the shower washing myself and photoshopped that in the other room. He said it wasn't even her. The body ratio was wrong. That's why nobody knew about it. These people lied on Danny and John that they reported it. They didn't even know about it, nor will they have anything to do with it. These people, where they're supposed to drug me and told me to say weirdo stuff and laughed in my face, they did. We had bruises, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We drugged you and told you to say, dee. I used to vomit. Now it's just annoying. Now I want you to think about this. Where yesterday at the Bar Association, we all found out the original police that worked the case told everybody that John said nothing bad ever happened to him. Everybody that let this happen feels horrible. You feel horrible? I have a dent in my head. You should have killed me. You handed me back over to terrorists. I stutter now. I'm losing my eyesight. I may have to have surgery on my eyes in a few years. Where I got hit with like a ball-peen hammer in the back of the head. On 12/21/18, beaten, raped, and left for dead. Everything got slushed forward and it's causing fast-growing cataracts that'll have to be removed. I'm losing my eyesight. I stutter now from the head injury. It should have killed me. I was beat with internal injuries and then beat repeatedly into the stomach until they caused large pouching in my intestines that it could only be caused by being hit repeatedly in your stomach. They almost ruptured my intestines. My rib cage is damaged in my shoulder from that idiot beating me on the stairway. I had to go on bladder spasm medicine from being raped and tortured. I was human trafficked and drugged till I lost another 70 pounds. And you feel bad? Well, we're at the Bar Association where they said that. Now, an investigator from the case showed up a couple weeks ago. I was in Bob Evans, and some idiot where their lie was John verified it for well. No, he didn't. Where the FBI had a huddle after Thanksgiving of 18, where John, on Thanksgiving of 18, when I asked him what's going on, he didn't know. And Melissa would just have the kids make up something because of the divorce. And he told them I was going through a divorce, going to be moving out. Don't worry about it, Mom. Nobody can say anything bad about you. Just be made up because of the divorce. And she'll have her church people make up something too, but don't worry about it. No one could say anything bad about you. It'll just be made up. Shouldn't have said anything until it happened, but I did. And since nobody could say anything bad about you, don't worry about it. And Mel's kids in the basement got caught stating they wanted the house for Auntie Shell and Papa. Grandma needed to get out. And later on to Flora, they made everything up. FBI and police have a huddle in the front of Walmart where they have those kids make that shit up. Oh, they're just trying to scare her into giving up the house. That's it. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke highly of her. March 23rd, 23, the FBI yells at these people. Walk in Walmart 62. We told these people to stay out of it. We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. She's never hurt anyone. No one's ever seen anything. And it's just some lady thought she could make money off of it. How many times have they yelled at you and these people mocked me, they drugged me and told me to say it before? Repeatedly. They photoshopped everything. They photoshopped all the lies. They photoshopped that shower scene. Made everything up on me. Made fun of the FBI. Made fun of everyone. How many times? To the point, it's 7 years later. 7 years. 7 years. 7 years. And they even made up a scenario of a doctor that wasn't one of mine works for them and that they had lied. And he was running around bad-mouthing me and I don't even know who he is. And Michelle told on them to an agent. That this whole thing is a scam. And they actually tried to kill me when they bashed my head in. Now, I want you to think of the Bar Association where that lady was talking. We all know. John told the original investigators. Oh, where I was in Bob Evans a couple weeks ago. Some idiot said, oh, John verified it for well, where they're supposed to drug me and told me to say horrible stuff. It's like, oh, hell no, he didn't. So I start going on about Thanksgiving 18. Oh, and then we're in 19 and 20. John called me, Mom, I need you to watch Kenzie Carrington and Noah. I want to try to get custody of the kids. I said, John, I work 2 jobs. If I quit, I don't get off the first one, let alone the second one, so I can barely afford my apartment. He said, Mom, if you don't help me, I'll lose my kids forever. These are my kids. I said, John, I'll lose my apartment, where Melissa pulled a shit-ass stunt with him, sneaking in his house after the divorce, hiding, wait for him to come out of the bathroom, lunged at him. He pushed her out of being startled of, and he's like, you know what I mean? Now I got you. Had him arrested, domestic violence. Lost his kids for a year. Was trying to get some custody back. He lost them for good. Moved to Florida years ago. Remarried to a beautiful woman and looks happy. Comes visit him a couple times a year. Hell would freeze over before he'd help that bitch. She's an electrical design engineer. They make $95 to $145. And he was complaining how many thousands of dollars because he's an electrician. She gets like $30,000 from him in child support. She makes $145,000 to $175,000. He would tell you with that kind of great income, she can't make it on her own. She wanted to be a sole parent that bad. Tell her to figure it out herself. That's enough for 3 families. So, and it's all like, oh no, he'd verify anything and be in it with her. I go over to Walmart 62, one of the investigators from the beginning of the case. Walk in, I told that family never to say a word to her. I interviewed John years ago. He said nothing bad ever happened to him. What part of the FBI said, why are those people why are they having those kids make that shit up? They responded, they're just trying to scare her into giving up the house. That's it. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke highly of her. You didn't understand. Where that guy said, I told that family never to say a word to her. I interviewed John years ago. He said nothing bad ever happened to him. See, that was one of their scams. Drogden told us say horrible stuff. I never seen her talk to anybody. I didn't know anything about it. People would come up, we had bruises before, throwing up, and infected. It wasn't the well water, it was us. We were drug beaten, raping. We had drugged you and told you to say this, and I used to run and vomit. I was talking to Jim one day about it. He's like, Karen, I hope they're playing with you, because that'd be horrible. I said, I really had bruises. I really was sick. I really was infected. I thought it was the well water. I had to go to the doctor. He's like, this is crazy. I said, I know it is. I've never seen her talk to anybody. Now, you think about a bunch of drug addicts playing games with you like this. You think about this. Huh? Think about it. I got a fly flying around me, sorry. Now, you think about this. Think about it. Think about it. Drug addicts playing with you like this. Drugging you up until you say something horrible because they think they're funny. Photoshopping your head on somebody else's body. The tape of Weird with Yourself where it's supposed to be a shower scene in the other room. Here, it's my head on somebody else's body. My whole family defended me years ago. The police and the FBI announced it. 18. Now, what's your damn excuse? And these people are laughing. We had bruises before, throwing up and infected. It was us. We were drugging you until you say this. We had drugged you and told you to say that. We photoshopped all our lives. What part you didn't understand of 18? Now, think about their stupid scam from Bill from the Freemasons. Told you. And now think about this. Okay? In 18, some dark-haired girl, 18, 20, showed up. Okay? I'll sleep with Dave so he don't want her. I thought you and who else? Because he's already sleeping with Michelle. Because they're already talking about him. According to Delano Eddy, he had been cheating on me with a bunch of women. For that minister thinks he's funny parading all those women out for you to date. Oh, I found out they were playing a game where I had nothing to do with Lighthouse Tabernacle. In 2003, they pushed my son to suicide. He was in counseling for 2 years. Child Adolescent Center, Starr County. Okay? Had nothing to do with them until 2010, 2011. Went over there twice when they were making up stories while I was going to a different church. Hoping somebody would say something to me, and they didn't. I didn't go back. Dave quit going to his church after that, and we had nothing to do with them. It's 2018. Where women walk by. That's the one her husband takes out. Other women. And makes it up to him. I looked at Dave, we got outside. I said, you better not be making up nothing to other women. He said, they don't know what they're talking about. Oh, then I found out people at Lighthouse that I had nothing to do with was telling people I was threatening them. Didn't have their phone number, didn't have their addresses. It had nothing to do with them in 15 years. But those 2 services I went in 2011 to hoping somebody would come up and tell me why they were making stuff up and lying on somebody they didn't see for 8 years. It was their way of committing adultery, a game they were playing. He's a big man on campus, out making it up to other women. His wife's supposed to be mean to, and then she don't even see or talk to it or know anything about it. He's supposed to be at work working overtime, and he's out fucking everything that walks. Godless people. Long hair, long skirts. Go out and cut your hair off and put some shorts on. Light up a cigarette and act like the sinner you are. You're going to sleep with a married man. According to that religion, they are to be excommunicated. So why go worship God when you're going to be one of the worst sinners? See what I mean? So this girl shows up. 18 to 20 years old. Dark hair, dark eyes. White. She's pretty. She's 18 to 20. I'll sleep with Dave, so he don't want her. He's already sleeping with Michelle. According to Delano, he's been cheating on me for a while. Okay. And Anita and I think Pam were talking about Mary's niece. Mary's niece said that she'd be willing to kill someone with the opportunity to date someone like Dave. Dave said he was so excited he'd never had anybody willing to kill somebody to date him. I asked Dave, what are you talking about? What are you talking about me? Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Well, that girl would show up while I was in bed with Dave. He would tell me this and that, and he would lie his ass off to this girl. So she'd have sex with him. She showed up and been stalking me for 7 years. Dave's remarried for over 2 years. He lives in the Philippines. You need to get over yourself. And by the way, someone needs to get this to Michelle and her family. And I hope the drug dealers and drug lords are listening because she's causing a coup. She showed up again in March saying she was in charge. There's no way they would let that girl be in charge. She drives a gray truck, silver grayish truck, big tires. It has rust around the back wheels. Okay? Okay? Showed up yesterday running her mouth outside. LensCrafter. Now, where I got hit in the back of the head, I told you, where the eye doctor asked me if I had eye injuries to both eyes at the same time, severe. I said no, but I was hit in the back of the head. My eyesight got a lot worse real quick. He said, well, I got fast growing cataracts, and that's only from my injuries. I went home and Googled it. You get hit in the back of the head, it sloshes everything forward. It changes the pressure in your eyes, and that's what causes them to show up years later. I'll have to have them removed. I could lose my eyesight. I already stuttered now from the head injury. Had migraines for 2 years. They could have killed me. And it's by the grace of God am I alive. And these people think it's funny harming and killing people and taking and murdering people in front of people. You need to be afraid of them. And I'll tell you what, those drug dealers, Michelle's family, will not think it's funny that one of Dave's girlfriends, thinks she's taking over. She was telling all those girls no one dates those guys till he does what we told him to bail from the Freemasons. They all said they liked him because he got away with so much here. We don't care, and no one's to date them till they do what we're told. Well, let's put it this way, men. They're psychos. Most girls do not hurt other women. They find it repulsive. And the kind of girls that think it's funny hurting someone else, they're demonic and evil. And there's a ton of strip clubs and other beautiful women. And the world's full of them. Find new girlfriends. Because I'll tell you what, Michelle's family, where she said Michelle's family's not even paying for any of this anymore, told everybody leave her alone. That she's really nice. And they feel bad about everything. And Michelle can't get out of bed because that agent tricked her into telling about that doctor not being one of hers and works for them. And tricked her into telling him everything. And they're trying to keep him safe because all those drug dealers went to jail. And these people are threatening to kill her. And she can't even get out of bed. Better get her the hell out of Ohio. Now that girl thinking she can control the drug cartel guys by saying that none of those girls are to date him, get new girlfriends. Millions of strip clubs. Millions of beautiful women that wouldn't find it funny one bit that you ever hurt anybody. What would they do to you? And they're trying to get you to do something to Bill from the Freemasons. I'm telling you what, Bill, after I've been raped, tortured, skull bashed him, it's not like you wouldn't deserve it. But it's not them to play law, God, judge, and jury. Where that girl was saying when I was in bed with Dave, they said according to that religion, he had to have sex with her and they made him. No, they didn't. They weren't in our bedroom. And so when you're saying where he made love to me 3 times a night, several times a week, came back for the second and third because he was made to. Yeah, right. He enjoyed having sex with me. He lied to you because you were skanky, young, and stupid. And so he could manipulate you into having sex with him. He's 60 years old and you were 18. It was like doing your grandfather. And he just said anything in the world so you'd have sex. And I don't think your little groupies roofing me and tell me to say something horrible like that. I used to puke. I didn't know because I didn't talk to anybody, nor did I have you in my home. And gee, what did Dave say right after Thanksgiving 18 when I tape him? Dave, I've never hurt anyone. He said, what? Karen, you're good to the kids. You're good to the grandkids. You would never hurt anyone. You're good to everyone, no matter who it is. He defended me because I expected him to. So where even I went to Dutch Valley, where after that girl pulled that. Now, when I'm in there picking up another set of my new glasses, the one set wasn't made right, and I couldn't see. I had to fight back the tears. I go out and that bitch is running her mouth how she's in charge and all this other shit. I lost it on Carl. And he had been, see the difference, and I think I'm finally getting through to him. I pick at him for what he eats so he stays alive. He's a severe diabetic. And it's not him just cheating on his diet and him taking a little more insulin. You can do a little bit and do that. But you can't sit down with a plate of pancakes and real maple syrup. He almost killed himself. And when I showed him on Google, he could put himself into a coma and he could have died. I think reality hit. While he had been picking at me for what I eat. The thing of it is, I'm not a diabetic. I can have sugar. He can't. Because it's life-threatening. And I said, Carl, what you're doing is like somebody with a peanut allergy and somebody handing him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He said it'd kill him. I said, exactly what you're doing with sugar. I said, where I buy sugar alternatives, all these sugar-free things and see if they still raise your sugar a little bit. But trying to give you a treat, and every once in a while when your sugar's low to let you have a treat and then watch and make sure it don't go too high. I said, I'm not being mean when your sugar's 250, but you're hungry. The only thing you can have is meat and cheese. Because until your sugar goes back down, it could kill you if you did. You will die in front of me. I think I finally got it through to him. Well, we got home, and on the way home, my stomach started cramping, and to the point, muscle cramps. Well, I really hadn't ate. And I asked him, I said, would you like to go down to Dutch Valley? Because it's got Amish food. And we went down, we got it. And we ate. And you need to see who was in there yesterday. Some lady saying, before she went off on her husband, I think that was one of Dave's old girlfriends showing up saying stuff. It is what's going on. There was other people in there saying stuff too. You need to find out who all was in there. See, that's where this whole thing is sick. Where that girl said, Michelle said she's really nice. Her family was paying for a lot of it because they thought that she threatened her. And to find out she didn't even know who she was. Well, they knew I didn't know who she was. Where would I meet her? See, that's where the whole thing of common sense, where would I meet her? Where would I talk to her? I didn't even know she existed. Till Faith Family Church in 19 when she showed up and announced herself. And I'll tell you what, I think there was 2 Michelles there. Well, Michelle's got my name. Because there was a young blonde girl said she was dating Dave. But there was a young, thin blonde girl that was also telling people she was Judge Peter's daughter from Florida. And she looked a little different what I could see. Like they said that Judge Peter's kid was up here. Yeah. See, that's where people knew I didn't threaten Michelle. Because where would I meet her? Where would I see her? And I wouldn't have threatened her. I would have divorced Dave. See, that's where that girl with the dark hair, she didn't have to include her nasty self out there sleeping with Dave and all those other women. He was having his little fling of all these young women want me at 60. And he's a fat, round man that waddles, is bald, his teeth are crooked. Huh? They all want him. Stroked his fat, ugly ego. Huh? Till he didn't even think God could stop him because he had hired drug dealers. Now you think of that girl saying that. All you girls, nobody dates those guys till they take care of Bill from the Freemason for all this. Not that Bill from the Freemason wouldn't deserve this. And what they do to him. But they're not God, judge, and jury. And them drugging me up and telling me to say horrible stuff, just like they were lying on Josh. Oh, Josh is out to steal all our money. I lent Josh money for a car. He didn't fix his car up. He didn't buy a cheap used car. He gave it back. He said, I wouldn't be known for someone who would steal from their mother or take advantage of her. See, that's where the whole thing of it is. Everything's a lie. Everything's a scam. They knew they drugged me and told me to say that horrible stuff. See, that's where people were yelling. They were yelling stuff at me years ago. And they said, you used amnesia drugs on her. What part of you used amnesia drugs? That, and you drugged her and told her to say it before. That you didn't understand she'll never remember. Amnesia drugs. She'll never remember. You can be as mean as you want, and she'll never remember what you drugged her and told her to say. So they had to yell it at me. So I threw up. Now it just pisses the hell out of me. A bunch of crackheads playing with me. And that girl thinking she's going to cause a coup. She's not in charge. There's no way in hell Michelle's family would leave her in charge. She was just one of the many girls Dave slept with. Get the idea? And her getting a coup and telling all those girls not to date those guys until they do what they're told. Find new girlfriends. Most girls find it repulsive that if anybody hurts anybody, they find it repulsive. Because if you find a psychotic girl that wants to hurt other people, what is she going to do to you? She's going to put a knife through your heart or back. She's going to poison you. Get the hell away from her. Common sense. Now, Agent John, you knew all this because you told Apostolic Church of Barberton you knew I was being drugged, being raped. You said that you didn't care. Because it's supposed to be mean to their women. Now, I already told the hotline I had no association with them for years. I didn't have their phone number, didn't have their addresses, never seen or talked to them. Well, how would you know it's them? Huh? Because they're leaving threats in a mall with somebody, 3 people I know. And said where I've had all these weird attempts was them. You knew I never threatened anybody. You knew that. And you knew they were drugging me and telling me to say stuff. You knew that. And someone needs to stop Dave's psychotic ex-girlfriend that thinks because Michelle can't handle anything anymore, that she can take over everything. And those other girls stop listening to her. She's not in charge. Nor did they leave her in charge. No one would. She's lying to everyone. Trying to make herself greater than what she is. Get the idea? Agent John, I'd like my money. I mean, people need to find out who was in that restaurant, Dutch Valley restaurant yesterday. Heard someone even say there was people down here making fun of her because their husband went out with someone else and her. Oh, he went out with all kinds of women. Found out through the FBI that my whole marriage was a scam. He had been cheating on me the whole time. Where he's supposed to be working overtime and all this other stuff. He's out fucking other women. So why would you make fun of me that he went out with someone else? Which one? There was many of them. Huh? Because someone thought they were greater than all the other ones he was fucking? He's got some kind of sex disorder? An old, fat, round man that waddled, crooked teeth, and bald? How pathetic are you going out with him? I'm going to upload this. And there was a lot more things said in there. And they already have them taped that they used hypnotic drugs that cause the sleepwalking. That's why that I don't remember anything. An investigator showed up last week. When people look at her and talk to her, realize, as far as she knows, she never had anybody in her home. She'd never seen anybody. She never talked to anybody. And that's all she knows. Everything else is drugged, photoshopped, in their stalking tapes. They should have been arrested the first day. I'm going to upload this.